That's just Will.
Hello and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I'm Katrina Collier. I'm a social recruiting trainer and speaker, and apparently I'm also a Gen X. But I tell you what I'm not, and that's flaky. Today I'm joined by our gorgeous co-host, Audra Knight, who is an employer branding genius, nerd, geek, cast-wearing, not cast-wearing, black cat owning, awesome all-round person, but no guest. Our guest has not appeared, so pretty well anyone who would like to jump on and chat with us about how flaky millennials are welcome at all points.
I think he's just trying to prove our point, right? That he doesn't show up when he's supposed to be here because he's probably sleeping maybe in his parents' basement.
Do you think we had too many jokes about being, 7 a.m. in the morning or something like that? I have no idea. I just find this quite shocking.
Katrina, I got a cell phone. Should we call him live on the show?
We're live. I think we should invite Matt Duran on. Actually, no, hang on. I want to know first and foremost, are you actually a millennial or do you fall into Gen X?
I think Matt's more with me. We'll see.
Are you a Gen X as well? You're not Gen X, are you, Audra? When's Gen X?
Yeah, I missed millennial. What's the next one? I'm the next one.
Gen X, Generation X. Cusper, really. You're a cusper, are you?
But mentally, I'm a millennial, at least in my head.
I had an absolutely brilliant time at Disrupt HR talking about the fact that, 4 of my girlfriends from school, we were all born in 71, 2 years after the first man landed on the moon. And we grew up in a 5-kilometer radius of each other. And 2 have gone on to be high flyers in blue chips. I obviously run my own business. 1 works in S&B, 2 have children, 2 don't. And what we all want from the world of work is completely different. And you're kind of going, that's 4 people from 1 year in this tiny little radius. Come on.
Completely different things.
So does anyone want to jump on the show with us who'd love to chew the fat about?
Come on, Matt. We want to see your beard.
Matt.
And also, Matt
my God,
knows
I missed the Matt beard.
And he knows me for being mean to me yesterday, so he has to come on.
Well, I invite you on screen, Matt. Let me know if you want to come on.
If not,
I was mean.
He was. He definitely was.
Hello, ladies. Hi, Vanessa. We've lost our guests, so you're more than welcome to jump on if you'd like. Anyone who's willing, just write in the comment. I'll invite you on. All you need is a headset, and preferably not a dog that keeps pulling the curtain over. Billy would jump on. He would talk rubbish. I can't stay long though. Okay, I'm inviting you on. Yes.
Matt's coming on, and then I say we call him live and wake him up.
Yeah. I've just invited you, Matt. So you should better click the thing. Rejected. What?
Figures.
What does he mean? I'm re-inviting him. Uh-oh. Hello, Mr. McDiarmid. We seem to have lost our millennial guest.
I think there's just way too much irony here.
I know, right? And he was awake. I was saying he was awake.
Okay, ready? I'm going to put on speaker and call.
Here comes Matt.
It's funny that we're having a millennial talk with all Gen X people.
Yeah, I need a millennial. Who's young?
any young people that... Billy? Is he really?
Billy isn't a millennial. Billy, are you just? Okay. Well, I'll invite you on too. Let's see if we can blow up Crowdcast.
Yes. Oh, dear.
Incompatible. Oh.
Ooh. Is that because he's not a millennial?
Yeah, because he's not a Gen X.
Oh, shit.
Would love to, but I'm sitting in the pub with no headphones. Cheers, though. Oh, crap. Hang on. Need to go to Chrome. Yeah, of course you need to go to Chrome, Billy. Why would you be using anything else?
Of course, Billy's in the pub in the afternoon on Friday.
Yeah, because she's in South Africa, isn't she?
Oh, I think you said Billy was in the pub. Vanessa?
Matt, you need to be using Chrome.
Matt must have Chrome.
Oh, you are? Okay. Oh.
Matt, don't you work for a high-tech company that has Chrome?
I'm inviting him again. How funny. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, this is just our show, isn't it? It asks for access to my speakers, and I said yes. Oh.
How do I share this bad boy? Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to... Oh, no, he's gone.
That's gone?
Billy's back. Invite on screen, yes. I need a millennial. I can see you there, Natalie. Hello as well.
Look what Matt wrote.
Millennial. And then it said Matt rejected. Ah, oh. Billy's here. Hello.
How are you?
Will you be able to check the millennial?
I grip on like I'm actually gripping onto it like that. It's like...
I cannot believe, honestly, I saw that he was awake during the night. And I was thinking, gosh, he really doesn't sleep, because I could see him popping up during the day.
He was probably still up from last night partying because he's a millennial.
Yeah. So, I mean, poor Matt. I've given up on Matt. Natalie doesn't know what they are anyway. She's too old. Bless her. Matt fail. We have a Gen X fail. So how was True Glasgow?
True Glasgow. Sorry, Audra.
Oh, you're calling.
Let's see. Can you guys hear it ringing? Where's my speaker? It'd be funny if his parents answered. Jeez, what's that?
It's our office. I've got the window open. And...
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9-1.
He doesn't even have a voicemail. Typical millennial. So Billy, I take it. Where are you that all this stuff is happening in London? No, you're Glasgow.
No, we're Glasgow. It's just it's very much a every 5 minute event, having fire brigades and sirens and stuff in Glasgow. It's just that kind of exciting city, So.
But, tell you though, like in all seriousness, this is going to sound really horrible. We've actually had a bomb on a tube today in London, and no one's talking about it. It's become so normal.
Wow. Yep.
There were 22 people injured and no deaths, thank God, and that literally nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
And you kind of
I hadn't even heard.
That's when did that happen that we became so blasé? So so thankfully nobody was killed.
No. It's a bit of a shame. It's that it seems to become the new cultural norm, isn't it? It's just you're so used to it. You're so kind of accustomed to it that it does register, but it just no longer seems to frighten us, which is perhaps a good thing, actually. Because we shouldn't live in fear. No, we shouldn't be.
I mean, a few people exactly, Angie. Where is Blake? Feel free to call him at any point. Yeah, he was awake earlier though. So Matt, we had a school and it was buried under a hurricane. I know, it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So okay, Blake is definitely asleep. Angie, if you'd like to jump on as well, we're welcoming any more millennials we can. So talk about True Glasgow yesterday though. How'd it go? So
True Glasgow was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant day. I think Bill Boorman's still in the pub. No, he's not actually. I think is Bill still here? Actually, I don't. Scott is here. Yeah. He's in the kitchen.
Scott, just someone come and wave hello.
So,
where'd he go?
Hang on, I'll go get.
I added Scott as a friend earlier. He needs to add me back.
Hang on,
Mike, if you're free, feel free to jump on. We've lost our guest. We're kind of winging it at the minute, hoping he might turn up.
And Angie, we don't mind if you don't have makeup on. We don't either.
No, she said she's not a millennial.
Oh, I read someone that said they don't look pretty.
Oh my God, I'm so inviting you on just because you don't have makeup on. I've actually gone to I don't wear makeup anymore. I'm inviting you on now. See, she accepts.
Max is a millennial. He counts.
Accepted and connecting. This is too exciting.
Oh dear.
I mean, to be honest, I don't actually care if nobody's a millennial because I think it's utter bollocks anyway. Where is she? She's coming. I'm the equivalent of 2 millennials. I possibly am as well, to be fair.
Hello.
Hello. Well, you're definitely not a millennial. And she's on screen, it says. I can't see her.
It's a mindset, not an age.
Have you gone home yet?
No. Have I gone home yet? I'm in Glasgow, man.
Oh dear.
I meant from the pub to have a shower.
Yes.
Bill, how was the True event yesterday?
Yeah, excellent day.
Yeah, did you get everything out of it you wanted to?
Yes, yeah, good day. And Berlin was good as well, I thought. I enjoyed Berlin.
I thought Berlin was incredibly well run. Really, really good event.
Then we have Cologne next week, so.
Nice.
Like
did anyone Facebook Live any of the sessions that we could maybe watch, like they did for Berlin?
Yeah, Hung did. Okay, cool. Check this out. Oh, do you mean why can't Angie get on? That's really weird.
Oh no, yeah, I meant for the true event.
No, but we can do some for you next time.
Yeah, that would be good.
We've got London on October the 2nd.
Yep. And you also missed HRTX Boston. That was yesterday too, right?
Yes.
Obviously you weren't there, but I saw some footage. It looked like it went
that
well.
was pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm ignoring you both. I'm too busy trying to get people on and off the screen.
That's cool.
Okay.
So
what did you say was your...
anything, or did you just want to come and say hello? Billy came and got me.
I don't know why Billy added you. I have no idea. We've lost our guest. That's probably why.
Our guest didn't show up, so we're kind of winging it tonight.
Who is your guest?
Blake. Do you know Blake McKinnon? Is that how you pronounce it?
I'm very familiar with Blake McKinnon. What are you asking about millennials?
Yes, but he'd blown us off because he's sleeping.
Yes, yeah. It's a lazy millennial doing nothing.
Right? It's nice.
Waiting away, living up to stereotype. I can answer plenty of millennial questions if you want to ask anything. I did a whole lot of research into and time. We ran a true college events a couple of times that came up with some interesting stuff in terms of what motivations are that are quite different to the myths that we're hearing.
So what are the real motivations then?
So
from the research?
The biggest thing that we're seeing for 18 to 22-year-olds across quite a lot of countries is the single biggest desire in career is cash, money, and that's driven by debt.
What age group, sorry?
That's the kind of 18 to 22 first job out of.
But isn't that just normal?
Well, I think it is, but I'm also hearing that millennials want to save the planet, and you've got to give them purpose and meaning, and opportunity,
a mission,
and all that.
Cultural. We want that.
Yeah, that culture is really important, and we're seeing the opposite. Actually, what we're seeing is all of these things that have been related to millennials are much better applied to experienced hires over 40.
Say that again.
Experience. So all the things that we might see if you go and see a millennial presentation or a Gen Y presentation or a Gen Z presentation, which is the latest one. So everything you're hearing about purpose and mission and what does the company do and what's the value. I'm seeing much more that those things apply to people aged over, without trying to be too general about it, 40, 45 experienced hires. Have reached a point in the market where they actually have some tradable skill. They actually have some genuine choice between employers, and they've reached a point where they kind of are where they are in their career. They might move up a notch or two, but maybe that aggressive career drive that you have kind of mid-20s, 30s has moved to where they are.
I also think
driven by purpose, and is it?
Right. But I also think some of that comes back to that we've kind of been ignored. Like in my experience, in my whole career, HR ignored me. So I got to the point, I just took all my knowledge and I left.
Yeah,
and I see lots of people in their 40s and 50s going, take my knowledge, I'll go set up on my own. I'm not even going to deliver back to those companies that don't look after people and so on. And it's like, I see that a lot. Or worse, the disgruntled ones stay, and then the future leaders, when the boomers retire because they're old, not because of generational typecasting, just because they're getting on.
It's because they're fed up.
It's really interesting times ahead for that.
They've stuck around for they're stuck around for the pension. The other issue, which I think is a really interesting one, is people now can't afford to stop work till they die. So we used to think of a traditional career being kind of you entered it at 18 and you left it at 55, 60, you had a bit of a pension. You could afford to stop working because you didn't have a mortgage anymore, all that kind of stuff. And that just doesn't exist. That just doesn't really exist anymore. And people are saying, well, either I don't want to have an end to my career because I just don't want to retire. Or I can't actually afford to retire. I've got to work till I'm 70 because I haven't got any pension. But I kind of don't want to. I want to keep doing something, like, because I could live till I'm 100. There's no reason why we couldn't live that long. And why should I have to retire in 20 years time and then be bored for 40 years? And that's where, and this is what brings this kind of all into question, this notion of what a career is. So a lot of organisations are positioning themselves and branding in a way of a traditional career, which is looking at retention of employment. Come and join us. Isn't it great?
Been here forever.
These people have been here forever. This is why you should come here. When actually average length of service is about 2.6 years. People are moving around. Nice cat. Oh, dog. It's a dog.
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah. Should companies embrace that and say, okay, wait.
Yeah.
But knowing that they're going to be there for 3 years, should companies embrace that and say, this is a good stop for now?
What I think, there's two things we've got to do. One is the way companies position themselves. But the way companies should position themselves is around where this job is going to take you, and it's not necessarily going to be here. They should focus on the job brand rather than the employer brand. I think is a much bigger thing, which is what's this job going to give me, and who, never mind who's in the company, who's in this team, who are the 3 people or 4 people I'm going to be working with, what am I going to learn from them? Is this going to make my CV resume look better if I come and work for this brand or this company?
Hey!
And what's going to happen at the end of it?
Hello, Angie. I don't know what took you so long.
I don't know. It's probably the way that I look.
Yeah. I don't know. At least Bill, we can see his face now. He's hiding it before. Do you guys know each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
How you doing, Bill?
Thanks for jumping in while Blake disappears off being a millennial.
Yeah, talking about millennials.
You know Blake. How's he put us off? You know Blake, right, Angie?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he's sleeping?
I don't know. I love the way an hour is. You talked to you guys an hour ago?
No, I think he was awake because he was still awake from last night.
Oh, and then he probably fell asleep.
That's my guess.
That's cool.
Not good.
Yeah, it happens, right, Bill? You've been there for sure.
I don't have that problem. That's what comes with age and experience.
Yes. Well, that's right, isn't it?
Plus the fact we used to have the fear of getting fired.
Yeah.
We had the fear of getting fired if we didn't go to work the next day, so that was quite a difference.
That's very true.
Wait, so it's not a fear anymore?
No.
Why?
Well, if people are leaving, changing jobs every 2.6 years, I think what you're getting is people are very focused on careers for self, but not careers for company. So
they figured they'll get another job, right?
And
a lot of that comes back to the transparency, which actually got talked about in Berlin as well, and I talk about all the time. You can go to Google and you can search up how many jobs are out there. Go and type in now, employer branding jobs Boston, hit enter. You can go, oh wow, look, there's 1,000, I'm out of here.
I don't know for employment brand, but for most jobs.
For most jobs. And it's a very different world to when, Bill's only a few years older than me. When we started out, it was not like that. Yeah. There was not that transparency. And so we want all of the same stuff that the millennials apparently want. It's just that we've lost the fear now. It just took us a little bit longer because Google has allowed us.
Yeah, and there also wasn't the opportunity. So it's much easier to work for yourself now through connectivity. It's much easier to market yourself. You don't need a marketing agency to put your name out there. You can generate work. You can build reputations in markets. So, these things really change. But I really go back to that, that point we were talking about in the beginning. I don't think a lot of what we talk about millennials or Gen Y really necessarily applies, as much as it's a society that's shifting and people are catching up with that.
Yeah. Angie, you look fine. I mean, seriously.
I walk my daughter to school every morning, and then I go for a brief jog. And today was 4 miles, and this is what I come back looking like.
Good for you.
Well, to be fair, you look quite good.
Well, you know the answer to that. Just stop running.
There you go.
Yeah, I do on weekends.
The post-gym look is never better than the in-gym look. So, there should be a lesson in that.
Yep.
I'll take that.
To me, you look like you've just come off the beach in Greece. You sat down in your home. You're just still relaxed from that long holiday you had,
Yeah, I wish I was still there. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So where do you fall? Do you fall into Gen X or do you fall into millennial?
I don't remember what the cutoff is.
Hey, Bill, can you mute them behind you?
Yeah, I'll try to.
Or put them back on, or bring Billy back.
Zip it.
Bring Billy back.
What's the cutoff date for millennials?
I think it's 1980.
82.
Or 1981 or 82.
The main one, yeah.
Are you just a millennial then?
No, I'm not. I'm in the 70s.
Okay, so 3 of us are all freelance and all in the 70s and all Gen X. And it's like knowledge workers. We've taken our knowledge and we've gone. Oh my God, go up there. Sorry. So,
yeah, I that we've become unemployable. So
I'm definitely
we've become unemployable by companies. So we've had to
yeah.
we've had to make an, yeah, we have a choice between creating work or eating. So we kind of go with the work thing.
But you couldn't have become unemployable without being literally unemployed 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mike, really interesting. You brought up the Pew Research. If you Google "How Millennial Are You" by Pew Research, there's a test you can do, and I am 92% millennial because I have a belly button ring and a tattoo.
Tattoos aren't popular, are they?
No, but it's also having a piercing that's not in your ears. So a belly button ring. What girl from that went through the 90s doesn't have a belly button ring? Like, seriously? It's like it's the lamest piercing ever, but apparently that makes me a millennial.
I must be a millennial then.
Yeah, Matt has one too, he says. I can imagine that. What do you guys think about the idea that it's not their fault, it's just they had bad parents?
No, I think that's more of the myth society, you know, of what people are saying. You can't, there's a total thing. I love Sinek's stuff that he talks about how life isn't easier for young people now, and there's so many more demands on their time in terms of connectivity and pull from friends and envy via things that are going on in Instagram and Facebook and so many actual social pressures. I don't think it's any easier. I just think it's different. We just have to do it so different. Tell you what I've got. I have the perfect millennial for you. I'll bring her in and she'll talk to you.
Cool.
They're doing a show on millennials.
No, your daughter a millennial, or she? What's the next thing? Gen.
What's that cutoff time? She's 2006.
Yeah.
You're a millennial.
She's
so
2006. So I'm not sure.
She might be a digital native.
Hey, what's your name? I missed it.
Hi, I'm Tasha.
Hi, Tasha. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I know where you went.
I've literally just walked in, so I've no idea what's going on. I've just been pulled into a chair and told I'm a millennial.
Well, apparently, Tasha, you know who I am.
Hello, Katrina. How are you?
Hi, very well, darling. This is Audra. This is Angie. So we were meant to have Blake McCammon come on, and we were chewing the fat about millennial bollocks and generational typecasting bollocks and Gen X and like just bollocks, basically. And he slept through, which is a little bit too much like generational typecasting. But it is really early.
On purpose. Maybe he did it on purpose.
What, for some marketing?
Just to prove a point.
Yes.
Ooh, interesting.
I keep wanting to call him, but I'm scared I'll blow up the thing if I call him.
I'm going to Slack him, see where he's at.
He's asleep.
I tried his cell phone, no answer. But try Slack. Anyway. Yes. So now we have a millennial. What should we ask her?
No, I don't mean bullocks. I mean bollocks, Mike. It's a slight difference. It's kind of crazy. Bullshit, exactly. Yeah. I did ask Billy to come back, bless you, but you've been thrown in the deep end, Tash.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's happening. I'm just sort of here. Hello.
So are you working for Candidate ID now?
No, I work for Mediatonic now.
I don't know. What do they do? Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Are you still in recruiting?
Yes, I'm the recruitment manager there now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's going well.
I know. But does that mean you've moved?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
What's the weather like? Is it better up there?
Oh, no, I've not moved here. I was here for True Glasgow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've just moved away from Ken and Joe in Romford, which is sad.
Yeah, very sad. But yeah, you do what you have to do, don't you, in that respect? So what do you think of all this generational typecasting then?
Yeah, like selfies and
with the selfie generation, and we're obsessed, and do you get bored of hearing apparently my generation calling your generation something else, or?
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the term millennial, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I can't really argue. I do love a selfie, so I'm quite stereotypical in that sense. But I just think, I think a lot of the things that people say that like millennials are looking for, like flexible working and like, you know, those sort of big things that I spoke about a lot, I think aren't necessarily just a millennial thing. So like at Mediatonic, like the flexible working and stuff like that is actually more probably taken of by some of the older employees who have children and families, because you know they want to be able to put their kids to bed and stuff like that. Whereas actually like the sort of the staff in their 20s don't really mind coming in a bit earlier and staying a bit later because we've not actually got that much responsibility at home, so we don't need to sort of rush back for anything.
That's
yeah, I don't know. Like,
right.
I think
and then you get that work culture and that, like, I was going to say work culture, which is really a bad thing to say, but you get that little work family, and you kind of, particularly in Britain, we go out a lot together because we don't have such long commutes in general, do we? Especially in London. So
I don't know. I think they're all good things to have, but I don't think they're necessarily like just for millennials or like even need to be aimed at just them.
They're just good for everyone.
Yeah, and like it's the same as our social media. So like obviously a lot of our gamers are quite young, so we're trying to like spruce up our Instagram and our Facebook and stuff like that. But our finance director is probably more into Instagram than anyone else. Like every post he's like you know, I'm like running over to my desk like, Tash, have you tagged me in this? And I'm like, I think so. And he's like, double checks, it's not showing on my feed. And I'm like, okay, I'm really sorry. Whereas like, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like the things that you think that you're doing to aim at millennials actually do tend to go across the board. So I don't think it needs to be sort of as specifically focused.
not only that, you've just given me such a great example, which I'm so going to steal off you, Tash. Every time I'm talking social media, and you just said your finance director is on Instagram.
Yeah.
I get told, oh no, you'll only find finance directors on LinkedIn. And I'm like, no, you'll find people wherever people choose to be.
Yeah. Exactly. It depends on the person. I think that's why it's so hard to do such generalizations. Because it depends who you are, really.
Run a search on them all and see where you find them. That's what you'd do, wouldn't you, Ange? You'd be off searching everywhere, no? Ange?
Say that again. Say that again. I'm trying to track down Blake.
No, it's not Blake. He missed out. Yeah, he had his shot, his moment of fame. We'll just reword this show as everyone jumped on and saved him. Saved our bacon.
That's good. Well, when I logged in, I saw some other guy, and I was like, "Wait a second! I just saw Blake a few weeks ago. He didn't do that much.
He's got some hair." Was it Billy or
Billy?
It was Billy. It was Billy.
Yeah.
Quite funny. But yeah, so I mean, if you were looking for finance directors, I mean, I assume you'd look everywhere. You source guru that you are.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't look at Instagram. I mean, I have. Yeah, I know. I have an Instagram account, but I mean, I go on once in a while and I look at it. I don't think. Gosh, I don't remember the last time I post something on Instagram. And then it's mixed in with Facebook anyway. So it's like if you like on Facebook and then you like on Instagram. So what's the difference? But I know
I don't post through.
Right, I hate that. It's the worst.
I hate that.
Because then you have duplicates, right? You're going through and you're like, well, why did So I don't know, maybe I'm a little old school, but I mean for finance people, I'd probably go to LinkedIn or I'd use some of the sourcing tools. I'm old school too, where I would do Boolean strings in Google and see where it would take me. I know I should start using Instagram more. Who just said that? Kay, big loss if you're not on Instagram. I am, and I have an account.
No offense, Kay, but you do that thing where you post all your Instagram pictures straight through to Facebook, which is so annoying. Sorry.
But they're beautiful pictures.
They are.
And I always like them.
Yep.
And I always like them.
Yep.
But,
I agree with that.
just like, what Kay is saying now too, old school versus new school. I think I mesh between the two. Yeah. When I try to look for people, but it wouldn't come to my mind instantly to go look for a finance person on Instagram. But think about it. I don't remember what the billion number is of people that are on Facebook. And I use Facebook a lot. Yeah. And then I find email addresses.
2 billion on Facebook. Actually, it's over 2 billion. 1.28 billion login every day. And there are 700 million on Instagram. There's 400 million login every day. So it's still way more than what's on LinkedIn. But I just thought it was really interesting that Tash just said that. And it was just like, I get so bored of the conversation. Whose phone? Is that Blake? Someone ringing? No.
I think someone buzzed. Don't know what's going on.
Tasha, do you use social media for sourcing much? Like, do you go out on Instagram and try and find people? Or
I use Facebook and Twitter. I don't really use Instagram for sourcing.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Facebook and Twitter
I have kind of thought about it, but even then, so like obviously like I used the example of the finance director. He is on Instagram, but it's like I don't know. It's like photos of his family and stuff, So I don't know if I use him as an example, I'm not sure if he would be comfortable with me approaching him via that platform, if that makes sense. Or
no,
knowing that's where I found him.
You can find him there and then approach him on LinkedIn or Facebook, technically. Yeah.
Preferably not via either of those.
Email,
I'd still pick the phone up.
Yeah.
I know that offends some people because they're like, oh my God, you can't do that. But it's a choice. So if I ring Ange and Ange answers her phone, that's her choice to take the call.
And then I'll just hang up on you. If
I don't want to, because I'll go, it's Katrina, and you go, hello, darling, and we'll have a whole lovely chat.
Of course. But you know what? Someone made a comment earlier about countries, right? U.S. versus other countries, and I have clients in Europe, and practices, and you'll know this, Katrina, are so different. You know, I was talking to a client and I was telling them, well, I follow up, 3 or 4 days later with another message. And he's like, no, you don't do that here. And you don't call anybody on their mobile phones and you don't text anybody on their mobile phones. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? And he's like, yeah, you wait at least 30 days before you do a follow-up message. Well, you're never going to bring in people. Yeah. I know 30 days. That was crazy. Why? I don't know. Because, well, this is a little secret. It's Greece. They don't like to be bothered, apparently. Maybe they just like frolicking around in Mykonos.
At least you didn't say one of the other islands. That could have started a whole other conversation.
To be continued. Their economy sucks, but I'll tell you one thing, Michael, they're having a good time.
They have a knowledge leech, don't they? They've had a brain drain. So the STEM have left the country. So actually they're struggling to recruit, aren't they, in some areas?
They are struggling to recruit in a lot of areas. They're trying to pull people in from other countries. It's kind of crazy. I think that there will be, there's been an uptick in the technology space over there. So I think that we will see some stuff despite the economy. But they're trying to do the branding and the social media and all of that. They're trying to catch up to where we're at today. Who knows, but cut that follow-up time down to 28 days.
Sorry, I'm waving at Jeremy.
We'll do that, Michael. I do it anyway. I do my normal follow-up, and I'm like, you know what? If they don't want to talk to me, or if they're not interested in the job, well then, you know what? Let them reject me, or vice versa, earlier than the 30 days.
I absolutely would follow up.
Yeah,
I think that's crazy. It was the same in Germany, and it's quite funny because the way we recruit in London is different how you recruit in England. And it was very much like that. In Berlin, they recruit one way and the rest of Germany recruits another way. So it was quite interesting at the conference, the cultural differences. Forget the age difference. It's just that, you've got to be really careful about how you approach. But yet people in Berlin break all the rules. Like Zalando, for example, they're forever doing everything to get in touch with people. They don't care. And it works really well for them. So I think, again, it all comes back to approach.
Yeah. Speaking of different cultures, so is there the term millennial in all these different cultures, or is this more of just an American, UK term? No,
I think it's global. It's global, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
actually,
it's across the board.
Yeah, I don't know if Mark Mansell is still there to answer for Australia. Yeah, there you go. It's global. I think, do I say Jaya Shri or Jaya Shri? I don't know how to answer that, I'm afraid. Global. But it's ridiculous. I don't know who was on the beginning of the call. But, last week at Disrupt HR, I did that thing about, this little radius that I grew up in this sheltered part of Sydney with these 4 girls, and how different we've all turned out. But we were all born in 71, all grew up within 5K, white, middle class, private school education, completely different careers. It's like, come on, how can we possibly generalize like that? But then in some respects, I think the approach to someone who's younger can be a little bit more relaxed, maybe. Because I don't like being hayed. We've had that conversation on however many shows, probably all of them. I like a high. But then again, maybe I'm just miserable.
No, but I think to Tasha's point too, it's not everybody, right? Like the generalist term. And I have to agree with you on that because I have a younger brother. He's a millennial, and he complains about the millennials, but he busts his butt. He's a hard worker, and then he actually. It's a different industries in the restaurant business, but it's funny because he'll actually go up to his servers and he'll say to them, why is it that you guys always think that we should just hand things down to you? Like he'll say it to them like directly like that, jokingly. He's like, I busted my ass to get to where I'm at and blah, blah, blah. So it's not like you said, Katrina, everybody, you grew up with all that circle, right? And then everybody changes. So it's not fair, I think, to say that everybody within that group, you know, call everybody the millennials. It's like recruiters, right? Like you've got one bad recruiter and they make a bad name for all of us. So I think it's, you know,
but even we were just talking about just like different country differences. So how can we possibly say people in a 15-year band are the same?
Yeah.
But, you know, one of the things that I was being so passionate about is I do, and I know we were talking about this earlier when Bill was on, I do think we have a big problem coming. Because my generation, and actually loads of you, we have been quite ignored because we came in before the transparency. So therefore we could be overlooked by HR, and we kind of stayed. And now you've either got the brain drain, that knowledge leech, or you've got the negative stayers, and you've got some happy stayers. But what happens when the boomers retire? Like, we're going to go up into those roles, and we can completely trash a company if we want to, because we're the face of the company doing the recruiting, and we're the ones who are meant to nurture the millennials. And it's like, why should we? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I see interesting times ahead. But actually, a question for you, Ange. Have you walked away from a company because they don't look after their people, or they didn't treat you with respect? Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Me then.
You know what? It just, I used to be very loyal to every company that I worked with, and I stuck around. And then I just thought at one point, if you're not treating your employees good, and you're in a team, you know, for me, that's very problematic. And it's unfortunate that people stay because they're loyal, and then they find themselves, you know, they're pigeonholed after 10 or 12 years or whatever at a certain company, and they can't go anywhere. And I got tired of it. And now, you know, I like being on the other side, where I can go in and help companies try to retain their employees. You know, that these are some things that you do, because if you're not going to do it, somebody else will. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I wasted a lot of time. You know, I shouldn't look at it that way, but then I should look that it was a lesson, right?
I just want everyone to be looked after.
Yeah.
Just everyone. It doesn't matter like your age, whatever. Just everyone.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's the people.
I mean, think about it. You spend the majority of the time that you work with people that you work with, right? Like whether it's remote, whether it's in person, you know, you spend more time with them than you do with your families. And if you're not having a good time at work, you know, there was an article, I think it was on Facebook the other day, about I don't remember the times, 2, 3, 4 times happiness when you actually make friends at work. I mean, think about it. Do you want to go to work and not make a friend? I mean, some people may not, but you want to have cordial acquaintances and things.
It's like the work-life balance. I think it's equally as important to enjoy work while you're there, not just have the flexibility that you want, or, you know, the holiday that you want, or whatever. But you have to, like, you know, maybe not wake up and be ridiculously excited about going to work, but you also shouldn't wake up and dread it, right? Like you say, you spend more time there than you do at home half the time. So I think that's important, and I think that's again, like, I don't think it is just a millennial thing, because I think, like you say, people sort of change their habits. Like, older generations might take longer to go, actually, why am I putting up with this? Whereas millennials have come into the workplace where that's already kind of the frame of mind. So from that point of view, it might be slightly more on them that it's seen that way. But again, I think it's important across the board. It's not like a specific thing. Everyone wants to go to work and feel happy about it. You don't like sit in the car park crying, dreading walking in.
And it's a funny thing as well, because the ability to also work in flow, like, you know, not everyone is a morning person, so maybe they're better to start in the middle of the day and work to 7. I love working on Sunday, so I don't have the Monday dread, because I've already started my week, because it suits me, because it's quiet on Sunday. People think I'm weird, and I get so much stuff done, but I'm really crap on Friday. Like, Friday's show day, and I do next to nothing else, because I'm just useless on a Friday. So it's like I'm shoved my work around. People's faces going hard too. It's so cool.
Really? This is interesting.
Yeah, but
the millennial show.
He can't hear, right?
But you know the other thing too, you guys.
All these Gen X's just ruining our show. Seriously.
Yeah, right? They need so much attention.
Right down here, Jay has written this beautiful comment. I'm going to put it back. I cannot get your full name out. I'm so sorry. Millennials need attention and constant validation. They can be energy sapping. Look at this Gen X going in for attention.
Exactly. Can I respond to that?
Yeah, Audra, respond.
Well, I just want to say, I was talking to my husband about the show last night and what we were going to talk about. And he was like, that's so funny, because he's a hiring manager. He hires a lot of employees. And he says he absolutely loves to hire millennials. They're fantastic employees. They work really hard for him. They're flexible. They'll do whatever's needed. They multitask. So he thinks that they're absolutely brilliant employees. So it's funny that everyone has such a different opinion. And this lady thinks they're terrible, you know.
Yeah.
I guess it depends who you've dealt with. Like, you're going to
maybe
go by
my
your
husband has a millennial
experiences,
mindset.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and if you have had a bad millennial experience, then you know you probably will view them all more that way. You'll be more inclined to tar everyone with the same brush. When you hear those things, you'll be like, yeah, actually I hired one of those and they were awful and didn't do anything and were lazy. But
and I wonder if there is a culture difference there as well. So millennials needing attention and constant validation. That might be in India and not here in the UK or in the US. It might be different, or it might be the company, the industry, so many different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Variants on it.
You can't make generalizations.
I didn't know you were here. Oh, it's an exciting show today, considering our main guest didn't turn up. If you're wondering why Blake isn't here, we have 4 gorgeous women instead. Agree with Michael. Also, you can choose to ignore it, get your work done, and move on. It's true. And I think sometimes I always talk about the book, The 5 Love Languages. Maybe that person needs validation. See, I'm not a words of affirmation person. I'm a touch person. So maybe that's what the people that are being hired need, but not necessarily. I don't know. I think we're all really different.
Yeah, what if like the hiring manager has more of a millennial mindset? They might like to work more with millennials. Maybe, you know, it's more of a mindset thing.
Yeah.
That could be the case with my husband. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious what you think, well, all of you actually, about the whole idea that social media is making people depressed because we all have these fake personas, like our lives are perfect, our kids are perfect, and online, when really we're stressed out and miserable. Do you think that's really, like, it's not good for people? Or do you think, screw it, let's just make it look great?
I think, I knew someone who said that they got off of social media, off of Facebook, because they were getting depressed by looking at other people's vacations and things like that. And I was like, for me, I think that's a little crazy. People post what they want. They're on social and they do whatever, you know. I'm gonna start posting all the
Oh, you're the best.
But nobody does that, right?
An entire week of your thongs, flip-flops.
Yes, I double dare.
Really, no.
But
wait, he's gonna wear a thong?
No, he was wearing flip-flops. You know,
but
I think he's
if you can't handle the precious and pretty and perfect moments, then don't look at them. You know, like that's my response to some of the people who are like, oh, I'm off of Facebook because I'm depressed. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I mean, I knew someone who posted, it's funny, I knew someone who posted his entire vacation. He was months, posted every moment, every dinner, every beach, everything. And then he comes back to the States and then he writes on Facebook, can you guys please stop posting pictures of your vacation? You're making me jealous. I'm like, what?
I have different thoughts on that. Like, one is how pathetic, like how sad that you have to post so much of your holiday you can't actually switch off.
Yeah,
exactly.
That to me is a little
bit addictive sad. Though. It is hard.
It is addictive. However, I'll be getting you all back when I finally have my month-long holiday over Christmas. I'm literally paying you all back because I'm saving it up.
Where are we meeting? But
yeah, no, that's next year. But on that, so Javina McCall, I don't know if you caught it, Tash, ran this amazing show, and it's like an hour, Javina, and she's always hitting the hard subjects. And they were talking about the selfie, and that's all generations, the selfie obsession and what it's doing to our self-esteem. And since then, I have been doing one-shot selfie. I will literally take it, post it. Doesn't matter what it looks like. That's my rule. I'm not doing 50 and going through, and I'm just going, this is who I am, because there is this fakeness. And I think one of the reasons that you're okay with it is you grew up before social media in a way. It's kind of come into our lives. If you were growing up in it, you would have less of an understanding that it's fake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I think as well with the like social media thing, going back to like the sort of depression aspect of it. I think it depends who you've got on there. Like some people just have everyone on their social media. So we were actually talking about this last night, and I won't name any names, but we were talking about this last night, and someone said like, oh yeah, whenever he comments on my status, I delete the whole status. And I just looked at him and I was like, surely it's easier to delete him like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
logical sense to me to have like a fake friend and the appearance of someone being your friend when actually it's just causing you more stress than it's worth. I think that causes a lot of people stress, and like it's a bit like when you start inviting someone to a party or a wedding and you're like, oh, but if I invite them, then I've got to invite them, and then I've got to do this. And it's like, we actually don't. Like, you don't need to do any of that. You can just have the people that you like that make you happy, and then it'll probably be okay.
So I think that comes back to, we get a little bit upset about hurting people's feelings when we're actually hurting their opinion. You know, the life affirming magic of not giving a fuck, I think it's called. Such a brilliant book, and it goes on about 99% of the time where it's someone's opinion that we're disagreeing with, not their feelings, and we don't know the difference. That book is brilliant for actually breaking it down, and then you would actually go, you know what, you're out of my friends. I mean, I put a rant on Facebook yesterday. I felt it needed to be done. Thankfully, it's been quite well received, because somebody is just tearing people down personally. But I've long friended that person. He won't even see that post. I just felt the need to say something because he was tearing down my friend, this incredible speaker who is my friend. So it's, you know, I'm having a rant. Shut me up now. Don't let me rant about that. Don't let me rant about that. So, but yeah, I think it's important to differentiate and do what you said, Tash. I think that's a really good attitude to have, particularly for a millennial and so young.
I think just sort of get a bit cutthroat with it, really. Like now, as well, like, you know, all right, people say don't fall out over politics and stuff like that, and I'm not going to go on a political rant, but like, you know, when Brexit and things like that were going on, I was getting stressed out with my news feed. It's just like, it's really not that difficult. Even if it is someone that you are generally friends with and you don't want to fall out over politics, you can hide them from your timeline, you know. Exactly. There's still ways around it, even if you don't want to be like, okay, I'm fully done with you. But there were people that had views I really disagreed with, and I was like, well, actually, I don't want to be friends with you, and I just deleted them. And now I've either got people that are my friends and they're not on my timeline, so that I don't get heated about their opinions, or people that aren't my friend, and it's not a stressful experience anymore.
Hi, Erin.
Why
we lost
Erin's
our
a millennial.
that stress?
Erin's a millennial, but yeah.
Yep.
We lost our guest, Erin. So you, sadly, I don't know where he is.
And actually, she's good. But she has some good questions. She's got an opinion on this.
Erin always has an opinion. I love it. Sorry, we interrupted you. You're about to say something, Ange.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I agree with Tasha. You don't need that negativity in your life. Get rid of those people, right? And then those. I mean, I've seen some stuff on Facebook, and especially in our industry. You know, I don't know about your personal situation, Katrina, but I know that, you know, I've seen people ripping people to shreds, and I'm like, why? Why do it publicly? You know, and it's not their opinion. It's not good stuff. And that's, you know, I mean, for me, I'm at a point in my life where I don't need that bullshit, you know, so I don't like looking at that stuff, and we shouldn't do that. I think that I think there is compassion in our industry. I think there's a ton of camaraderie, openness, people help each other. And think about it, we're in the business of people. So if we're not compassionate with each other, you know, what good are we? So I remove them. If I don't like any of that stuff, I just get rid of them. There's no need. And I'm not a jealous person. I don't care. I mean, I'm happy for my friends when they go on these trips, or they're posting the positive and all of that. You know, I that's their life, whatever. And if they, you know, I live my life vicariously through theirs sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's great, you know. So
I feel like it took us longer to get to that mindset of we don't give a F than maybe the younger generation, I feel like, gets that sooner. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah.
I think it probably is because you grew up with it. Like, you know, for as long as there's in the internet and a platform for someone to act like a dick, they're going to act like a dick. So you know, that's how, like, even when I was at school and like I didn't get Facebook till I was in like year 11, so it was right as I was leaving school. Even then, you know, that's when sort of viral bullying and things come in, because there were just other platforms for people to do it on. So I think, you know, now I'm in my mid-20s. I've been getting people abusive things online for like 10 years, and you're just like, I don't need it. Do you know what I mean? What's the point? And it, like, obviously it is social media and it's not real life, but you just think you wouldn't do that in real life. You know, if you were standing outside a pub and someone came up to you and was saying that stuff, you'd walk away. So why wouldn't you do that with your social profiles? Why do you put up with it there?
That's crazy. That freaks me out. I have an 11-year-old, and that freaks me out. And she's like, Mom, I want to take my phone to school. And I didn't get it for her. Her dad did. And I'm like, why? He goes, because she needs to have a phone. I'm like, no, she doesn't. She's 11. I personally don't think she needs a phone, especially when I take her to school and I pick her up. And then I get letters from the school about bullying and social bullying and this and that. And I'm like, that really exists, right? Like, that's kind of crazy. So I'm fearful for, you know, what's going to happen with, you know, Snapchat, Musical.ly, all that crazy stuff. I don't know.
It existed in my day, just in a different way.
Yes, I agree. Not
as much at all.
Not as much as it does today, I don't think. At least for me. I mean, I had a bag phone, you guys. Do you remember those bag phones? Like, that's the cell phone that I had to plug into my lighter outlet in my car. Otherwise, it didn't work.
I did have a phone that plugged into my lighter, and it was like this big.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be really rude. Tash, can we bring on another millennial? Will you be completely offended if I have
that's fine
to bring on? Can we thank you, though? Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you, Tash.
I'm kicking her off.
Nice to meet you.
I feel really awful. But it says Billy. It doesn't even say Tash. It's so rude.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
How do I do this? I need to. Oh, I feel really awful doing that. It's like I'm removing.
Do you want to? I can go. Oh.
No. It's all right. And here comes Erin. Yes. Oh my God, this is the best show ever. With only 5 minutes to go, though. Is she coming? Incompatible. Oh no! Don't tell me I just did that. She's incompatible. Erin, you need to be on Chrome on your phone.
Just figure it out.
Fail. What are you doing, Mike?
No, I think it's getting easier and easier on social media for people to build fake accounts over time and find people, and it's getting really scary. It's definitely gotten much worse.
Yeah, and you've got 2 little guys, don't you?
Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm like other boys, though. I feel like that's. I had someone recently try and reach out and find me, and I found it, and his account was totally fake, and it was all these teenage girls that were friends with him, and I was just like, oh my God, their parents, and they must just friend everyone, not think about it, which is, I wonder how many teenagers do that. It's really scary.
Okay, why isn't he coming on? I can see him, but he's not there.
Yeah, I was having that problem earlier. I had to reload Chrome. It probably wasn't updated.
Oh, okay.
At least for me.
So you didn't have the latest version or something?
Probably. I mean, I had like 800 tabs, so maybe that was a problem.
Oh my God.
Sorcerer.
I may be missing a phone screen right now because I logged in just to put this on, and then I usually watch, and then I pay attention, but then I try to do some work on the other side if I have some, and I'm like, I probably just skipped out on the phone screen.
I don't have his webcam on, this silly bugger. This is so millennial. So on the millennial track yesterday, my son Kier was taking photos and thinking, why don't you old folk just ask me? That's really funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
Really funny.
That's true. And then I don't know about you guys, but how about that duck face? Do you guys do selfies with that duck face?
No.
I don't even like selfies at all. And actually, my phone
either.
That screen part of my thing broke, and I'm okay with it because I don't like selfies.
Michael, I'm inviting you, except you silly man.
Yeah, I'm not a big duck face.
Or like the bathroom selfie, or like on the hip in the bathroom. I don't know.
No.
The bathroom selfie where you go in the bathroom and the big. That's where everyone takes them. I don't know.
Okay, Michael's here, but he's not here, so I don't even think we can hear him. Oh. We've got like 5 minutes left. I mean, but don't you think that that's kind of sad?
Which part?
I know you accepted, Michael. You're here, but you're not here.
I see just a little picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard his voice.
I heard his voice too.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm plugged
Just
in.
your
For some
voice.
reason, I can't. For some reason, you can't see me. I'm not sure what it is.
It doesn't matter. So how
Hit the green accept, but you're on.
do you do your duck face post when you're in your thong?
Yes. Oh, yeah, your thong.
Always.
So now I'm going to have to find you on Facebook and look for a duck face long picture.
Yes.
So Aaron doesn't know what we're talking about, but earlier we were talking about Mike's holiday photos, which were his feet in flip-flops. But I said thong, and Audra picked up on it straight away because obviously,
Duck face. I was just going to say a hashtag.
Oh, God.
Duck face thong. That's great.
So, Blake still seems to be MIA, just gone.
Still asleep.
I think he proved our whole point. Show done. Millennials are lazy and sleep too much.
Yeah, active 2 hours ago. He's
Although
absolutely mortified. He really is.
You think?
So you put your bra on for nothing. You did.
That's all right. I don't wear mine, so don't worry about it.
Oh my God. But I think
if he's a typical millennial, he won't care. If he is. If this whole stereotype is right, he'll say, screw it.
I reckon he'll care. Oh, should we have a vote? Who thinks he'll care? Like, right?
I'm sure he's not
care or not care. I'm gonna write.
Do you think he's gonna care?
Yeah, I think we should do a vote. Isn't there a poll? There's a poll.
There is a poll. There is a poll.
Create a poll.
Well, Angie, you're the one that knows him.
Well, Blake.
I know him. I don't know. I don't know what he would say. I really don't. I think
no. Add answer, don't know.
Because the stereotype is he'll say, well, screw it, I don't care.
Like,
I'll get another job. Just like,
okay,
yeah, I'll do it another time. Okay.
Where's the poll? On Twitter?
Do we have to click it?
It's probably down the bottom or something.
Yep,
Polls?
it's at the bottom.
Polls 1. I can't vote on my own poll. That's so rude. Oh, Blake. Oh, my goodness. Erin Stephen is up at 4 a.m. every day. That's because you have to get ready for your selfies. You have to do your lipstick and your eyebrows.
He's getting your duck face ready.
It's all about the eyebrows.
What about poor me? Look at me. Look how I showed up today.
Yeah, but you know what? You showed up, which is better than
that. Shows you're not a selfie because
I am not a millennial.
Millennial.
Not a millennial.
Are you gonna?
I love it that the older I'm getting, the less makeup I'm wearing, which I find really funny. And I go into the city with no makeup on, and I saw all these 20-year-olds with all this makeup on. I'm like, where do you have the time? Like, it must take an hour. And it's like, I can't.
Especially when I work from home, like, what am I going to go lather all this stuff on my face and then I'm going to go walk 4 miles and come back? No, thanks.
And then I resent the time it takes to wash it off. That's my big problem. So anyway, on that incredibly bizarre note, thank you everybody who's stayed, who's listened, who's endured this very strange show, which actually is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah,
when Blake did a no-show, and honestly, active 2 hours ago, I think he's going to be mortified when he appears. Poll results are in before we run. 4 votes of no and 1 vote of don't know. I probably would have put a yes, he'll care. Oh, bless him. We are going to be back in a fortnight because next week I will be way too jet lagged. Sorry, because I'm literally flying to Dallas tomorrow and I will be back overnight. And Thursday, you do not want to talk to me on Friday. And we're going to have Ian Hamilton, and he's going to be talking about Facebook pixels. So I can't wait to take him to task about Brivissimo. So that's going to be fun.
That's going to be awesome.
Remarketing and all sorts of stuff. It should be really good. To everyone that jumped in, including you, Angie, who's still here, and Tash, and Billy, and Bill, and Michael, and I don't know who else jumped in. Who have I missed? Is that it?
Billy, Tash.
Billy, Tash, you. Yeah. I think I got everyone. Oh my God. See, God, I'm too old. I'm too old to have memory.
I'll make sure the next Friday that I have some makeup on, so in case you need another one to jump in.
I put mascara on them. I take my glasses off to stop the reflection. That's it. Anyway, we shall see you all Friday week. So in a fortnight, I was calling it in 2 weeks on the 29th, whatever you want to call it. Yes, true. I'm looking forward to the heat. Bring it on. Thanks again, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.